Hey everybody, welcome to week 3 of the box office summer movie draft. Week in review, I guess, is what we're doing today, and really what we do every time, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Pretty
used
much.
to hearing you always go, "Hey everyone,
Hey!
would
Hey,
you like
boys and
milk in a
girls."
bag?"
Typical white guy?
is
Midwestern white guy?
This is my podcast intro voice. Always
Hey
the
everybody,
same.
how's it going out there? How you doing? That's my radio voice.
Nick, you're here too, aren't you?
We could just steal "How Did This Get Made?" Hello, people of Earth.
Yeah,
Does
but,
he?
you know.
Is that what they say every time?
Paul Shear. I pretty much think he says that every single
Hello,
time.
people of Earth.
So, hello,
let's
people
just
of
steal.
Earth.
Let's just steal it. I mean, come on. All right, so let's jump right in. Hey Nick, why don't you tell us where everybody's at? Let's start off there.
Okay, let me get back to it. Okay, this weekend Monsters University opened for me, and on a budget of 185 million, which is what everyone says the budget is, because Disney has actually come out and said they will not release the budget, but that's what everyone else is speculating.
What the hell?
Well, I mean-
why
I don't
wouldn't
know.
they do that?
The last one was made for 115, but you know, since then you've had Toy Story 3 and Brave, which have been made for around 185 to 190 to 200. So
Yeah, all the websites have said 185. That's their
yeah.
guesstimates and
Seems
things that
believable.
things other companies have said that probably looks like it costs, because Disney seriously has come out to all companies that have asked and said we are not releasing it because they're being Disney. So, and that made 82 million. So that gave me a negative 103 million on that. This is the End made me some more. I'm at 25 million for that one. And the Internship, I'm still at negative 19. Ugh. So my
Nice.
total is negative 96,843,000.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, The Purge didn't add too much this weekend. I think it came in at like number 7 or 8 for the weekend on the top 10.
It almost doubled though with by 10.
Not too bad, yeah. So you're at 56 million for that. And then you had the Juggernaut World War Z. And if we had given you a $10 million leeway, Jay,
I know. I was pretty close.
you
I was
would
like,
you would have did it. But it made
Well,
66 million.
I'm at least happy it was 190 million budget. I mean, that's at least more fair.
Uh-huh.
Even though
And,
Tim's calling bullshit on it.
He's calling bullshit, but I have
I
checked
am.
numerous websites, and that's what they're going with. I mean, the 400 may be including. They may
Well,
not
I'm not
be
saying I
including-
want it to be 400 million. Like I hope it's not just for
No.
the sake of movies and the way that they're made, but
It was definitely good for a laugh.
I think
For sure, yeah.
over I seriously believe it's 200 at least or more.
Like I said, Mojo is at 190. A couple other sites
Okay,
like that's
well,
190. So
Alright.
that has made you, Jay, negative, which I didn't put the little negative symbol in there. Negative 124 million for a total. Your total is negative 67,572,000. Now for Tim, Man of Steel is up to 210 million on a budget of 225. So you're at negative 14 for that. And then Bling Ring is a budget of 8 million, and it made you 2,341,000. So that's negative 5 million. So your total is negative 20,653,000.
Well, not bad. I mean, I foresee Man of Steel making its money back probably by the end of this week or
Oh
early
yeah,
next.
it can make that in no time.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about we were talking about earlier, Tim, about how we should change it up for the next one?
Yeah, for the next one, you know, we were just thinking of ideas for the next draft if we include more people in. Maybe with the idea of, you know, of course we can discuss this later, but real quick, just an idea of maybe just doing the box office prices as opposed to doing the give or take on the budgets, because when it gets to a point where everybody's in the negatives, you know, all we're doing is racing in negatives.
There was that idea, or trying to come up with more ways that we can just add to the pot, like guessing a correct Rotten Tomatoes percentage or something like that.
I like that idea better than the first one, because I think it's gonna be
Well-
fun adding little games. But yeah, we can go into that
Like
more.
I said,
think.
we'll brainstorm about it at some point, but I figure bring it up.
For sure, yeah.
Oh, real quick, Jake, is it possible for you to turn down Nick in your ear just a little bit?
Is he coming up through that?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, I can put these on.
Okay.
That might
We're
cover
doing
it.
something a little bit more technical this time.
I'm putting
we're
headphones
going
over
high def here.
headphones, y'all.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about some of the movies that we saw this week. Now, Nick, you had an opportunity. You bought a mega ticket to go see World
did
War
not
Z.
buy a mega ticket.
You did. You do not
No,
want to admit
I
it,
did
but I
not.
know you bought a mega ticket, you bastard.
Well, if they had a mega ticket for Monsters, I would have, because that's mine.
Uh-huh.
But I was not going to give Jay another $50.
I don't even remember what the mega ticket does again. What?
All right,
You get
It's-
to-
$50. $50.
Yeah.
You get to see the movie 2 days in advance. You get the digital copy when it comes out months later on DVD.
poster.
A poster and like $10 off a small popcorn.
Well, there's 3 things wrong with that because I'll see a 2-day screening anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's what so many. There's no longer the midnight release. There's the Thursday
2
night.
days.
They have
That's
the Thursday.
when I saw it.
We
was
have the
Thursday at
Thursday
8
night
o'clock.
8 p.m. showing now.
Yep,
That's when
that's
he said he saw that.
Yeah, they don't do just the midnight shows anymore.
Yep.
I don't like digital copies of movies. I like physical copies. Digitals are nice to have with the physical, and I don't like popcorn. That shit gets in my teeth.
Okay, well, hey, quit
Hey.
ruining the experience for everybody. Some people like mega tickets, man.
The mega ticket.
Somebody's a fan of mega tickets.
It's a shit ticket.
I would
ticket.
love to see numbers on how many people actually bought those, because I think they were only doing that in like 5 cities.
5 cities across
Something
the U.S.
like that.
But what's interesting is I saw come up on a discussion online about it is, where that might be useful is when something like Star Wars comes out.
Yes,
when you
that-
have
that would be a
people
good-
who... Yeah.
When you have
Yeah.
to want for something more for a movie like that. World War
Right.
Z, it was the first movie in I don't know, assuming probably a series.
Right.
Something that's already a series, something like Star Wars. Yeah, you're gonna get more people, especially it's Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying is you have that whole fan base there. But, Jay has not seen World War Z. I have not seen World War Z. You have some convincing to do. So, Nick, why don't you give us your little take on World War Z?
Okay, going into this, obviously, like we talked about it last week.
I like the little breath you took before.
Yeah,
Okay, here we go.
there was obviously some trepidation seeing this, but I throughout the week I wanted to see it more and more with more reviews that were actually coming out, giving it good remarks, saying that it wasn't the catastrophe that everyone assumed it was going to be, and surprisingly, it is a fun frickin' movie, guys.
Really?
Seriously, it's a blast. I mean,
Now, you're a guy who has not read the book, correct?
I've read about two-thirds of it.
Okay, so you're a guy who has not read the book.
I've seen that the book and the movie are nothing alike at all.
Right, okay.
No,
That's what I wanted to touch on.
They keep the general idea. The book is all interviews basically. Like it's written as like it's a bunch of interviews between people and other people about the zombie outbreak and what's going on. And there's a lot of parts in the book where it's Brad Pitt getting info from just who are you? And this guy telling him his own story.
Who do you
and
work for?
Yeah, give me back my family.
Okay, so I guess one of the big questions was the ending. How was the ending, considering that they had to
actually
reshoot
say-
it?
Yeah, you've seen the trailers, I'm assuming, and the
Oh,
plane
yeah.
part, the plane scene, right? Well,
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah.
the part on the plane to the very end is what was rewritten and reshot. And actually, the last probably 25, 30 minutes of it are the best part of the movie. Not to say the rest of the movie is bad. It's actually really good and
No, it is.
a very fun ride. But the last half hour, I wish they would have. I could have sat for another hour of that movie, actually.
No way.
When that movie got over,
Is it a 2-hour movie?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours. I looked at my phone when I got over. It was 10 o'clock. It started at 8. So I honestly, that's how much fun and entertaining that movie is. They really captured and ratchet up the suspense in that movie. There are so many parts in that movie where you're literally just like holding your breath because it was just very well done. And it's
So the
fun.
effects were good?
The effects were cool. The giant anthill was cool.
Now, question: like when the zombies are up close, is it still like a CG zombie, or do they do a good job with makeup?
And the zombies are CG pretty much. There are some real zombies in the very beginning when it's just a few zombies real quick, where the outbreak's just starting in Philadelphia where the movie opens. But then the whole middle parts where there's like a crap load of them, it's all CG because they need a lot of them, and it's like they're packs basically. And it's like a pack mentality of the zombies. But the last half hour is where things get really close cornered, and it's more one-on-one with zombies here and there, and that's where you get people in makeup and traditional, and it's very it's a
So
blast.
Brad Pitt was great, huh?
Brad Pitt was surprisingly good. He's
better than Moneyball.
Was it better or was he better?
Well, both.
Well, they're two completely different movies.
Well, which is why I'm asking it.
Yeah.
It's the stranded on an island thing with apparently one working TV and Blu-ray player.
Yeah,
if you can have a Blu-ray copy.
If I was trapped on a desert island with a Blu-ray or DVD player with either the choice of Moneyball or World War Z to watch over and over, honestly, I would probably, because entertainment value, Moneyball, I love it. It's entertaining. I can watch it over and over.
But there's that thought process behind it.
But after a while, I think I'd get a little bored because it is the same thing.
And you wouldn't get bored with World War Z?
Is the same. But, seeing zombies, Jay knows this. I love zombie movies. I could watch.
You're speaking very highly of this movie.
World War Z, you can make much more fun of with the name.
I recommend the crap out of it. I come out of that movie so happy that it was good. And it, like it's fun, man.
It was probably, was your, see, World War Z, Nick, to me, it felt like it was going to be another Battle Los Angeles type of movie where we both went in kind of feeling like, this has some potential. And then we left like, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Well, because the problem with Battle LA was it tried to be so much of the same of all the other movies. They tried to make it a war movie with aliens and it just was too conflicting. Whereas with this movie, they knew what they wanted to do, it seemed like. And there is a tonal shift within that last half hour because the whole first hour and a half is a globe-spanning, race to get out of there, zombies, anthill zombies, and crap like that. And then the last half hour is this more needing to get into this building and get out while there's zombies in the building. It's more of a very suspenseful.
Do they make like a gigantic magnifying lens to attack the anthill?
Nick, how many people were in the theater? Was it filled?
It was not filled, but it wasn't empty. It was a pretty good amount.
So besides you, how many other people were in the theater?
Probably about 25 to 30.
Oh wow, that's more than I was expecting.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, and like I said, it was fun. They had 2 more showings that night. They had one at 10:30 and then at 12:01. But
yeah, and
I saw it in 3D, and I didn't want to, but it was the only one. The only 2D one they had was at midnight, and I don't like midnights. I hate them.
Okay.
And
suck.
So I just don't. I hate midnight. So I had to see it in 3D.
I don't like midnight.
Ugh. And shockingly, there were so many parts in this movie that used 3D in a very good way that actually made it worthwhile for the first time in a long time.
Interesting.
Like there's a part where there's 2 buildings. And they're connected by this long hallway, and the side they're on is completely empty of zombies. That's where they're holed up, And the other side of the building is filled with zombies, and that's where they need to get. And so there's a scene where they have the double doors closed, leading to that where the hallway begins.
Is this a spoiler?
No. It's just to tell you about how they use the 3D.
Okay.
And you see they have 2 windows on the doors, so you could see down to the you can see in the hallway, and just the way they used the 3D for that shot. So when they opened that door, it looked like. It just the dread fills you because you see the depth of that hallway and how they have to go down.
Nick, there was an actual zombie in front of you when you saw that. You were watching the movie next to a real zombie.
How was the crowd you were with?
Very good. They were jumping. There are a lot of good. There are a few really good scares in this movie, and like I said, it's an action flick, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's not going to win any awards. I actually would love to see a sequel because, like I said, I could have sat for another hour of this.
Now wait a minute. It's the last letter in the alphabet. What's the sequel?
They would make what comes next is a World War sequel.
It's just
shut up.
that's what's
but
next.
mind you, there will not be a sequel if we come back to the numbers because it's got a long ways to go.
That's
all the jokes
the
to the name were World War
Z,
like constant Z's, like boring.
If you have a sequel, you need to have ZZ Top do the soundtrack. For sure.
Girls go crazy for a sharp dressed zombie, Tim.
Oh man. Okay,
so
cool.
That's my thoughts on World War Z. I actually would highly recommend it if you guys get the chance because, like I said, it's a fun 2 hours.
Cool. Well,
And
on my end, I was able to check out the movie The Bling Ring that was on my list. And maybe people don't know what this movie is because I feel like
Is it an Ebonics version of Lord of the Rings?
no, no. This is The Bling Ring. This is directed by Sofia Coppola.
Not
Yeah?
Tyler Perry?
No. This is the one with Emma Watson.
Played by Tyler Perry.
No.
Shut up. Trying to do this fake.
No. So The Bling Ring is this movie directed by Sofia Coppola, which of course is inspired by true events of these kids who essentially stole from people like Paris Hilton, Orlando Bloom, broke into their house, stole a lot of their clothes and things that they owned, and this movie kind of shows that story. So,
If I remember, you said that there was a lot of coke.
well, let me get to that.
Okay.
Let's
What
start
a
pre-Coke,
good
okay?
advertisement for Coca-Cola.
Let's start before that.
They just weren't stealing. They weren't stealing just the actors' clothes.
Right, there was a lot going on, but besides that,
I feel bad for Pepsi then if they're all they're stealing is Coke.
okay, all right. Hey, now
Keep going.
All right, so this movie going in, I was actually pretty hyped about it and really excited to like. The more I watched the trailer, the more I read about it, the more the story intrigued me because I came out. Really? Really? Because I came out thinking, like, would I care if Paris Hilton got her house broken into? Someone who's rich and has tons of money. Would I care that her house got broken into and had stuff stolen? No.
If Emma wasn't in this movie, you would not be watching it.
Okay. Oh, man.
Keep going.
All right, so Emma Watson is in it. And she does dance on a pole, in case you were wondering.
Yeah.
But I will say her character is very annoying. She has this American accent through the entire movie that is just so like, oh my god, like it's
But
just
could
very.
you say that that's her?
So she
playing
talks
the
like you
part
all the time.
very well because
Like
that's
me, all the
how
time.
that girl was in real life. I think when I saw interviews when this. Was
Oh yeah,
actually going
I
on.
saw the 60 Minutes interview with her, and that's exactly how she is. But Emma Watson, she's got this kind of annoying American accent in it, ditzy girl kind of feel to it. But let me say the editing. This is definitely an artsy type movie when you watch it. It doesn't feel like a studio movie. You can tell it's low budget, shot for next to nothing. For some of the edited sequences, it felt like they just ended some of the scenes without there being a through line to it to kind of transition into the next scene. It was just like, oh, we're at a party. Oh, hey, let's go break into Paris Hilton's house. They break into her house. Oh, hey, we're back at a party. Oh, whose house should we break into next? It was just a bunch of these sequences that didn't have a through line at all. And the part that I was most disappointed about for the entire film is that there's no solid backstory with all these characters that I want to be invested in, and I want to know more about them, and I want them to have some depth. And instead, they're just talking heads on a screen where apparently they're stealing a bunch of shit from celebrities. And although some of it's cool, that's when they start finding money and things start getting deeper, and which becomes interesting when they start doing drugs like coke. They do a lot of coke. They're smoking and drinking and all these things that kids with angst would do if they were ones that would rob people like Paris Hilton. But I don't know. I can't tell if I was disappointed with this film. Oh hell, I was disappointed with this film because I think I wanted to know more about the characters and less about what they actually did. And the fact that the movie just didn't have any depth to the characters kind of threw it off for me. But I will say the concept is awesome. I had a fun time watching it. I think people should go see it. Emma Watson is very, very hot in it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a cool movie. And props to Sofia Coppola representing for women filmmakers. But yeah. I don't know.
But not representing very well.
Monsters
I'm not going to say it. You said it, Nick. You said it. I'm not saying it.
Monsters University is a prequel, right?
Hell no.
No, they got sent back to college.
But hey, this is based on true events. I get that. And actually, in in the movie they use a lot of SD footage of like TMZ and shit, and it's just that stuff gets distracting because that in a way doesn't really move the story forward. It's just showing, yes, we already know Paris Hilton, she's in the media all the time, we get it. And then there's a part where things start getting more dangerous, and then all of a sudden, like, again, they just end the scene. And then when the cops finally come in, I'm like, wow, this is getting exciting. And it kind of felt like Social Network, where it starts off slow and it just keeps building and building and building. But when the cops came in, it killed because not in a good way, because the cops were all terrible actors. Every single cop in the movie, it was terrible at acting. But I don't know. I'm disappointed with it, I guess is what I'll say. But cool movie.
Cool movie. Nah, I'm not gonna see that one.
Shut up. Go see it.
Wait.
It's awesome.
I'll wait till DVD.
No, you're gonna go see it.
I won't. You'll wait till DVD. I won't even pirate it. I'm not even gonna watch that. The movie's about theft. I can pirate it if I want to.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a cool concept, cool idea. It was just not a lot of follow through with it. So, but I love the concept behind it.
Oh man, what?
Monsters University.
Did
anybody see
None
this?
of us have seen it. I was gonna ask if you wanted to go today, and now we're doing the damn podcast.
Now we're doing the damn podcast before we could have seen it.
Yeah, so it's gonna suck.
I didn't see
It's
it
doing
either.
very well in terms of reviews, but
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you're going, it's doing very well. I'm like, you just said Nick is hurting. We're eating 5 minutes
no. The review. I was saying I looked it up on Box Office Mojo, and I was like, wow, Nick is hurting from what the hell, Monsters University. But Nick, are you worried at all?
Not really.
Okay,
I've won 2 already. If I lose this, I'm fine with that.
You've makes me so fucking mad. You got so lucky because goddamn Iron Man 3.
That's right.
Okay, so Monsters
No,
University,
I
though.
honestly, I'm not too worried. It's only 185. It's almost made back that 85 where it only needs to make another 100. And there's no new cartoon until Despicable Me, and that's like 2 weeks from now. So
True. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like, I want to check it out.
and I think it got an A cinema score, which I think it's gonna help it a lot. So
Yeah.
I know we I don't know if we usually do this, but what do we towards the end? But what do we have next week coming up? Do
next
we
week
each have a movie?
No, you two don't. You do. You guys do. I don't. We
Well, technically
have,
this Friday.
Don't I
yeah.
have White House Down?
White House Down for Tim and Jay. You have The Heat.
Oh right.
You're gonna do well on that. The
I'm
marketing for that has been amazing.
I'm gonna rate both of you
that
with that movie.
trailer's been on everything. Like
Yeah.
it's on TV, it's been before every movie in the theater that I go and see.
It
Oh
was
man.
even in front of World War Z. I can figure that one.
Oh wow. I laughed at the trailer. I think I could
I'm
possibly
tired of seeing
enjoy
the
it.
trailer though, but I hope those
I've
aren't the
only
funniest
seen-
parts.
I've only
Well,
seen
I,
one. And
I
then
absolutely hate Sandra Bullock, but I love Melissa McCarthy, so I'm gonna go see it
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Most undeserving Oscar winner in the history of the world.
What did she win it for?
The Blind Side.
The
Everyone
Blind
was like,
Side,
I love around
which
that
is
time.
funny because
Everyone's
she
like, oh,
blindsided
it's-
everyone by being nominated for
Well,
it.
because everyone around that time's like, it was her time. No, no, it wasn't.
Just because she did.
Just because Meryl Streep wasn't nominated.
that was because
Pretty much.
she did such a good job with her accent.
Oh God.
Oh man. So, but this is like the women's version of The Other Guys. The Marky Mark and Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah,
movie.
good point. I never even thought of that.
That's what it reminds me of anyway. It may be completely different, but that's what it's coming across. Is it seems like the women's version of that. You have Sandra Bullock and what's her name? McCarthy. What's her name?
Melissa
Sarah.
McCarthy.
Okay, Melissa McCarthy, not Sarah.
The hell was that?
That's a phone from the 1900s.
Sounds
but
amazing.
I don't get it. I let my dog get it. So, The Heat, Jay, I think you're going to do very well. The marketing's been amazing on that. I'm still distracted by the phone that's ringing. It'll stop.
Hey,
Essentially,
it's
there's this
done.
thing called voicemail. But I have, what movie do I have? White House Down.
Yes.
That movie's gonna do awful.
I don't know the budget for it. I know you're gonna get the Tate fans going for it, and then I'm sure it's mainly Jamie Foxx and Channing Tatum.
Is that the group? Is that the group? The Tate
That's
fans?
It.
Tate
Jamie
fans.
Foxx and Channing and the black people.
Tate Fox.
Tate Fox. But White House Down. I don't think I've seen a single trailer. I probably won't.
Oh, dude, I can't.
I've seen it.
I've seen that so many times.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks stupid as hell.
It looks stupid, but it looks fun because it's by the same guy that made like Independence Day, and that's stupid but fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nick, what's the budget on this? Do you know?
No, but I can.
White House Down.
Real quick, the scene where Jamie Foxx gets like tackled by a terrorist and he starts kicking him in the face like Jamie is as the president. Yeah, he's the president of the United States and he's like, "Get your hands off my Jordans." I'm like, I'm not seeing this movie immediately. It's immediately when he says
See,
that.
for people,
Tim,
it'd be like
good luck with this, but it's 150 million.
Who? For you?
For me.
For White House Down.
For White House Down.
Yeah, good.
I don't know. I think it will.
I think it's only gonna.
I'm not too optimistic
weekend,
about it, but
40 million opening weekend.
probably.
The very next weekend after that, though, is Despicable Me and Lone Ranger.
I don't have Lone Ranger. I have Despicable Me, don't I?
Let me see.
I think you have Lone Ranger, Jay.
I don't.
Jay has Lone Ranger, and Tim, you have Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And you're gonna blow with Lone Ranger. That movie was expensive, man.
Nah, I'll make it.
Yeah.
You know how many Johnny Depp
and then the
exist
weekend
out
after
there?
that, we have the battle of Pacific Rim versus Grown Ups 2, which has been all online lately. Has been people trying to figure out which one is going to do worse because they're both not tracking
Which one will do
very
worse?
well.
Which two? I missed
Grown
that.
Ups and Grown Ups and Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim is gonna do good.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I think that's
I don't
a bomb.
think so.
I will sit up, mess up the microphone, and slap you in the face, Tim.
I don't think it. Grown Ups
Pacific-
2 won't do well.
No,
one
it
will
won't.
I
do well.
think that's
Pacific
why they're
Rim
trying to
will.
figure out which one will do worse because they don't think either are going to do very well.
You don't realize how many people want to see Pacific
That may
Rim.
be.
You're right,
I
Jay.
don't know the
It's
fan
like
base.
five-
I don't
it's
know
like
the
five
fan base.
people.
I don't know any of that.
There are dozens of us.
I don't know back off, man. I don't know. I'm just saying what I think.
I just love Jay's reaction. There are dozens of us.
Hey, by the way, call back to Independence Day. It was announced that there's Independence Day 2 coming out in 2015.
Well, it was only announced because Roland Emmerich's going to direct that too, and he has a movie opening this weekend.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that should bring up the next movie that we kind of got to figure out what we're going to do to add into our mix here. Jobs is finally
I was
coming
thinking
out.
about this. I say we just forget about it because I think any movie that opens, any movie that gets added a release date after we've already picked, I think we just don't do anything about it. It's their fault. They missed out.
It's their fault? Wait, no, it's our
Ashton
fault.
Kutcher misses
We don't.
out.
They're not missing out on anything. They don't even know our podcast exists.
I'm
Oh,
getting
This is
at
our
is-
chance.
are you
just-
suggesting? Did you bring up the 10 million thing?
We could do
No,
something.
I didn't bring up anything. I'm just talking about before we bring up the 10 million thing. For anybody who has not seen the trailer yet, I suggest you go out, check out the Jobs trailer, because for me, I want this to be the underdog. I want this movie to do well, and the trailer actually looks decent. The trailer reminded me of Social Network, like that David Fincher type of quality, even though he has no association to it. But mind you, this is a movie that came out in test screenings and did not do well, went back to the editing room, which is the reason for it being one of the reasons why it was pushed back, and now it's coming out August 16th. Jobs, starring Ashton Kutcher and Josh Gad.
I say we do what we did with Olympus Has Fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen. That's what I was talking to Tim
Try
about.
to guess the opening,
And whoever's closest gets an extra 10 million.
which is almost what helped me win last time.
Okay.
That didn't help at all. You already had it won.
So should we do that, though? Should we come up with whoever is within, 5 mil, or who's ever closest,
No, it was
I guess?
last time. It was whoever was closest.
It's just
Which I
whoever's
like that.
closest.
Who's ever closest. Without going over? Or
No,
if we were all over, then it's just whoever's not over. It's whoever's over by the least amount.
I just think it's whoever's closest. I don't think
Who's
you
ever
do the
closest
over.
on
It's
either
just-
side
yeah,
of it.
either side, whoever has the
Okay.
closest amount.
All right. Well, do we want to take note here of? Are we throwing this into the mix? Are we throwing this into the draft?
What is the budget? Do we know?
It might be on Box Office Mojo. It's been out for a
The
cut
budget,
of it anyway.
the budget though, wouldn't have anything to do with what we guess.
And now they're gonna have to do a crap load of marketing by August 16th. They're gonna have to really push it because right now there's nothing other than the trailer that was released.
They're gonna have to push it real good.
Push it good.
But push it real good.
But I think the trailer looks decent. You know, a good word of mouth maybe. I don't know, but I'm saying it's gonna open to. I want to say 52.
Damn you! I think I was going around that.
Wait, what's
52
Oh
mil.
yeah, right. It doesn't even matter what the movie's budget was. We just said whatever it
Nope,
makes.
you just guessed
regardless.
whatever opening weekend is.
So
Opening
are you
weekend.
writing these down, Nick?
Yep.
It's gonna be a full-on release, right? Not just independent.
August 16th, full release, wide release.
All right.
I
we
say
should've rolled the dice.
44.
Whatever.
Well, great. I'm fucked then. I just get to go last.
You didn't even hear what Nick said. He said 44.
He said 44. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you going to say 44 or 52?
There are possible choices. So.
What are the chances?
All right. Now I got to think because my top two
All right,
picks
well,
are
take
gone.
your time. Take your
Top two,
time. We
that's right.
we only have dead air.
Someone sing "Sweet Caroline" while I think.
We don't have the rights.
I forgot about that. You have to get permission.
You can change the tune a little bit.
Sweet
So instead of-
Georgia. Dun,
Sweet
dun,
Georgia Brown.
Dun. Yeah, oh, well, now we're done.
Brr. You have to change up the sounds. All right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I will try and meet in the. Let's see. 52, 44. Crunch the numbers. Carry the 1. Divide by pi.
Come on.
I know. I'll say. Wait, you said 52?
I said 52. Nick said 44.
44,000,001.
Oh, you're going Price is Right style on him. Oh,
Fuck
come on
you.
down.
Fuck yeah, I was waiting for that. Fuck you.
Oh, beautiful.
You're the
I'm
next
fine with
contestant.
that. Okay, now let's do.
I'll do a serious pick. Hang on.
What if it is?
Just a little bit over. Technically, but if it Price is Right rules would mean if it wasn't.
If you're over, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You got to
It's
rebid.
just whoever's closer. I'll just say
This
60.
isn't that show.
I'll
Okay.
say 60 million.
60.
Really? Oh, okay, that's good. That's actually a good medium that we got going on there.
Yeah.
I like that. We got
Okay,
the low end,
let's,
the medium, and the high.
Let's do my quick few little games I have here real quick.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start with buy or sells. I only have one. Green Lantern is the worst superhero movie of the decade. Buy or sell?
So I don't think Jay or I ever understand what this game is.
We need a more.
What does it mean to buy or sell? What does that mean?
Do you buy that statement or do you sell that statement? As in, do you agree with it or not agree?
I buy it?
Say the statement one more time.
Do you buy the statement that Green Lantern is the worst superhero movie of the decade, or do you sell that? And which
Buy.
would mean
I'd buy that shit.
I'm gonna sell that because Amazing Spider-Man.
Fuck you.
He knew. He set you up. He set you
he
up.
knows. He's troll baiting.
He set
We left
you
that.
up.
We left that movie, and he was like, "It was pretty good." But the only thing I didn't like, lizard people. That's so stupid and silly. I'm like, that's what it is. That's read
Nick
the goddamn
setting it up.
comic.
Coming in with the troll and hook.
With both of you
Setting it up.
shouting, I can't hear.
Rabble.
I would no. I'd probably actually buy that. That's not a very good movie.
God,
Okay,
he's never gonna let that go.
it's horrible, Jay. It's just horrible. Lizard people. Okay,
Fucking stupid.
percentages. Percent on Rotten Tomatoes for the Poltergeist remake, which I guess they've announced.
Oh yeah. Critic review.
30%.
I'll give it 30. Fan review will probably be like 50 or 60.
I'd say fans probably going to be probably around 50 or 60.
Maybe less, just because of like hardcore fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, forget it.
And percent chance Toy Story 4 gets made.
100,
That's 100%.
100%.
What are you talking about? They greenlit that.
Did they?
Yeah, Tom Hanks came.
You're ruining his dreams. You're like, you just ruined my day.
Tom Hanks came right out and said that he was like working on it with them.
Ugh, I don't want.
Is it on IMDb?
I think so.
I have to look it up before I can say any more.
While you're looking
Yep.
that up, we'll move on.
You got
to
it.
watch this or
You
watch
got it.
that.
It's on there.
Well, then
Toy
I'm
Story
happy.
4. There's no date yet, but it's in the works.
Mm-hmm.
So
It'll probably
I
come
wish-
out after Planes 2.
go cry in a
Yeah.
corner.
All their freaking sequels
So go
lately.
put a freaking snake in your boot.
That's right. Okay, watch this or watch that. It's more superhero ones because I thought those were fun last week. Okay, Batman Begins or Iron Man. Watch this or watch that.
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
I'm gonna go Iron
Yeah.
Man.
Nah, I'm changing mine. Iron Man.
Batman Begins.
Iron Man 1, right?
Screw both
Yeah,
of you.
first Iron Man.
First Iron
Just
Man.
because I want to see
Iron
Jeff
Man.
Bridges shout, "He built it in a cave."
Yeah, there's some good parts there.
Yeah.
The technology is right here. You just need to make it smaller. That's not possible.
Yeah. And
It's not
fun.
possible,
and it's
sir.
fun to
Tony
think of that.
Stark
Yeah.
built this.
And it's fun to think of that movie knowing that Jay and
Okay.
I ditched Kevin and Steve to go see it. You remember that?
Yeah, little bitches.
Okay.
They sound like bitches.
Man
I don't know, they're
of Steel,
probably nice guys.
Man of Steel, or Thor?
What is that
Man of
even
Steel.
mean? Man of Steel. What is that even? Forget Thor. That's the worst superhero movie ever made.
I love Thor. Thor was
Thor
fun.
was pretty sweet.
Get out of here. Forget him. Bores the
Thor is
crap out of
fun.
me. This giant freaking mallet.
Another.
Shush. Oh,
That
God,
was so
disgusting.
good. I loved it.
Disgusting.
I'd still watch Man of Steel again though.
Thor
over
is
that.
my lizard people.
Yeah,
Ice people.
Ice people.
ice people. So do you guys both choose Man of Steel? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
Okay.
Clearly.
The Dark Knight Rises or the Avengers?
Dark Knight Rises.
That's tough.
I have a huge issue with Avengers.
Ooh,
I think
wow.
I think I'd go Avengers.
Why?
It's more it's, I don't want to say happy, but it's more not as depressing.
So interesting. He banged her and then she stabbed him.
Unfortunately, Thor is in Avengers, so that right away kills it for me. But also Hulk is in it. I'm not a fan of Hulk at all. And so there's two characters right there out the window. But I think if you're going to take these superheroes and put them in one movie, it needs to be epic. And I don't know, maybe it didn't live up to the hype for me, but it was not as epic as just any of the singular individual movies. Therefore, I go Dark Knight Rises.
The thing is, first off, I'm going to say Dark Knight Rises, but the Avengers, like, it's such an entertaining movie. I thought it was really
Oh, it's
good.
entertaining. Yeah, I agree.
Like, yeah,
Wall Street and people rising up and taking down, the rich. Whereas the Avengers, I can just pop it on and just, hey, look, it's Iron Man.
yeah,
running
Avengers
around
has
causing
lots of
shenanigans.
awesome action along with humor. It was just
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
There's definitely some things that I'm not a fan of, but that goes for both movies. But overall, like, I just ultimately like Dark Knight Rises better.
Okay, and the last one, which I feel like we might have did before, but I know we've used both of these before last week, but I don't think they were up against each other. The Dark Knight versus Spider-Man 2.
You're now Spider-Man 2 being Spider-Man Sam Raimi's Spider-Man?
I would have said Amazing Spider-Man 2 so it's Sam Raimi's
Okay.
Doc Ock.
You're saying this or that
Yeah, I'd say
For-
Dark Knight.
for the Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight.
versus Spider-Man 2. The Dark Knight. Duh.
You can't even take Dark Knight over
Dark-
anything Sam Raimi's done Superman-wise.
Dark Knight is the best superhero movie ever made.
Yes, it is.
I agree.
Duh.
Although, I don't know.
We just end on duh.
Why would you compare Spider-Man?
I
Like,
don't,
ask between
I
those
don't know.
two?
That 1980s Fantastic Four was pretty damn good.
No. You shut your mouth. You shut your damn mouth, Nick.
Oh, I love
Put a smile on that
Batman
face.
Returns with the Penguin. That's one of my favorites.
That is
yeah,
good.
that's
A lot
good.
of people wanted that to be the
Pick the cute one.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see Jim Carrey do the Riddler in a Chris Nolan Batman, like redo it, but his like Nolan style.
I bet Jim could do a more serious, dark twist on the Riddler.
like
Well,
doing
I remember around the time they were trying, right after Dark Knight came out, there was all these rumors about, oh, this person's going to play this villain, this person's going to play this. One of the ones that intrigued me was Riddler, played by Johnny Depp. I would love to see him play a villain.
Oh, that
like
would have been interesting.
What do you think of this as a Riddler choice? Either Simon Pegg or Benedict Cumberbatch?
Oh, none.
Neither.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
I
think they'd
say
be...
none of the above.
None of those? Who would
That's
you want?
so outside of the box.
No, it's not.
I can't even process any of that in my head.
Dude, Benedict's a badass villain.
Simon
You have to watch
Pegg,
Star
I
Trek.
don't think he couldn't play, especially now. If you were talking about like for the funnier Batman ones, like the one with Jim Carrey, possibly, but in Nolan's where it's
No,
more
we're talking about
serious,
Nolan.
He could never. Simon Pegg couldn't do it. Now Benedict Cumberbatch, I don't know. He would just run around going, "I will crush everybody."
What?
And I don't.
the hell?
No one wants that.
Nobody wants it. I don't want them just going around for the whole movie saying, "I will crush everybody." That's awful.
I know. Who wants that?
I will
Nobody
walk
wants
over your cold corpses and blah.
Okay, so that's where we're at this week. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on this week. And we already talked about, because Jay wanted to do it way in the middle of the podcast, what's coming up next week. This is the part where we kind of transition to the end, Jay, and we talk about what's going to happen next week. But
Yeah.
since we already talked about it, you've got the Heat, I've got White House Down, Nick's got a week off, so.
That's right. And now that we have nothing really to talk about because Jade ruined that in the middle of the podcast, I want to plug some television. I think people need to watch Under the Dome.
What? So tell us, what is that? I've seen it advertised. I don't really know much about it.
So
What
it's
the
a new
hell is
miniseries,
this?
new miniseries based off the book Under the Dome by Stephen King, where this whole town is basically cut off from society by this giant dome that just magically appears
Which
over. And
which
it's not
network?
The
Which
Simpsons,
network?
So I was just gonna say The Simpsons. Damn it!
because
Which
this
network?
This was before that. The network, it's on CBS.
Okay.
And
Now I'm concerned. Is this one thing I really don't like that these networks do? Is they do summer miniseries, and you said that's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Which
summer
they
miniseries.
said if it does very well, they could expand it into an actual series.
Okay,
Where it would
because they never do
continue.
anything with them, no matter how
Wow.
great or bad they are. There's nothing past 6 episodes.
No, this one's 13.
Okay, so they're
13-hour
committing
long
to it.
episodes. Yeah, it premiered last night. They got away. I've read the book, so I know everything that's supposed to happen in it, and they got away with a lot of pretty crazy stuff last night. When that dome comes down, a cow gets split in two. They show it. It's pretty brutal. And if you watch Breaking Bad, the guy that plays Hank plays the villain, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, all right. So cool. What?
That's right.
I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer. I've just seen it advertised under the dome.
Well, what you do is you go, okay, well, since I have never heard shit about that, here's a show that I've been watching that I like.
Here's a show that I've been thinking, like, the shows that I've been watching that I like, I don't want to talk about because they're all reality shows.
Then
I
yeah,
don't want to talk about
don't
them.
talk about
Hey,
them.
Yeah.
Big Brother starts tomorrow, so I am in Joyland right
Are
now.
you a fan of that?
Just watching Tim's face.
I love
Right,
Big
I
Brother,
think-
man.
Oh,
Every year.
because that's all Tim was talking to me about. I was like, Big Brother's starting up, man. I can't wait. Oh,
We should do it, Nick. We should do a side
since you love
podcast
it,
where we
you and
analyze.
I are going to have to Facebook about it while it's on.
I could just
Yeah.
be the third guy. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck's going on.
We should totally do a side podcast where we analyze all the plays. Dude, I get so literal with that show where it's just
I
like
love
I'm
it.
getting really technical with people's strategy. You
Yep.
can pick off the weak players right away. And now
Well,
I'm
the-
doing
the-
exactly what I didn't want to do on this podcast is I'm
the
talking about a
stupid-
freaking reality show.
The stupid friggin' Quack Pack last year almost killed it for me.
Really?
Ugh,
That
I
was
hated
like
every
a
person.
hidden little alliance, but we don't need to get into that.
I
It seems
hated
like we should
everybody.
form something else to talk about that show. But
Yeah.
I'm
we'll
so
we'll have to
far out of the loop
reserve
right here.
5 minutes every podcast now to talk Big Brother.
Or we could just we'll just do a different podcast
and
because that seems like a different audience. So we'll come up with something, man. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Anyway, so we're not boring everybody else here. Let's get back. That's the summer movie draft for this week, everybody. We look forward to next week. Only 2 of us have movies next week. Like we said, Nick has off, and hopefully regaining some money back from something like Monster University. So, any last words? Anyone else?
Go watch House of Cards.
Nobody knows that already?
There's some out there that don't know that.
Shut up. All right.
Or just go back and watch old episodes of Hannibal, so they just keep renewing it because it's amazing.
Yeah, that show's pretty sick.
All right, guys. Well, I've got a Kickstarter that I've got to start up. That's a lie. Anyway, we'll see everyone next week. Go to the movies.
Goodbye.
No, we do have a Kickstarter, so we need your money to build a clubhouse. That's all. We just
want to build a clubhouse. That is it.
Give us your money.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.